Google Chrome users in Singapore to get the latest update installed right away after multiple vulnerabilities were found.
For more, we're joined now by Tony Jarvis. He is Director of Enterprise Security Asia Pacific and Japan at cybersecurity firm Darktrace. Hello, Mr. Jarvis. This is not welcome news for Chrome users. Break down both Google and Apple's vulnerabilities for us, if you will. What exactly makes them so malicious?
Yes, good evening. Not welcome news at all, I'm afraid. A couple of vulnerabilities here. With Google, we're talking about a vulnerability affecting their Chrome web browser. And this is really allowing other applications on the computer to be opened and run, essentially just by visiting a website. So that's the Google side. With the iOS, the Apple side, there's actually two vulnerabilities. One gives full access to the operating system, again, allowing someone to run applications. The other actually affects their Safari web browser. And again, we're talking about somehow allowing code to be run. Very good reasons why these are malicious. Really what they're doing is they're letting a potential attacker achieve their ultimate goal. Every attacker wants to be able to run code once they compromise the machine, and typically they need to go through a number of steps to do that. With these vulnerabilities, it's really just a single step they need to follow, and they get everything thereafter. And from there, they can monitor what you're doing, they can move into your employer's network, they can steal information, even cause damage. So they can really do anything they want from that point on.
And the question is, Mr. Jarvis, I mean, is it simple for hackers to actually exploit those vulnerabilities as you've described them? I mean, especially for Apple's iPhones, for iPads and Mac computers. We've always thought Apple's operating system has been traditionally harder to hack.
Yeah, so at the moment, there's little, if any, information about exactly how these vulnerabilities are being exploited. And it's possible that this information is being restricted until the majority of devices have actually been patched in an effort to safeguard the community. Apple does have robust security measures in place. They're particularly good at checking the apps in their App Store, as an example. But all of this software, commercial-grade software, whether it's Apple's devices, whether it's Google's Chrome browser, they're millions of lines long. There is always the potential for a bug to be found and exploited, and an attacker only needs one way to get in. So as long as there's one bug or one vulnerability, they can leverage that, and really they can do what they want following that point.
Well, many millions of users, will be bracing themselves because of this news, Mr. Jarvis. We understand that no one has been hacked as yet. But how would a user know that they'd been hacked at all? What message might you get, and what should they do if they discover they have been hacked?
Yeah, it's interesting watching the developments here. Google has confirmed a vulnerability being exploited. We don't really have many more details than that. Apple has said that they may have observed something being exploited. So watch and sort of see. It's interesting to watch developments, but how would we know? Well, there are some telltale signs. So you might find a lot of advertisements suddenly appearing on your phone or your laptop. Your contacts might tell you that they're suddenly receiving strange messages from you. You might see new apps appear that you don't remember downloading, or maybe even experiencing poor battery life on your device. If any of that happens, what should you do? Well, it really depends. Not every problem has the same solution. It could be as easy as uninstalling a particular application. It could be more extreme. It could involve doing a factory reset and wiping all of your data off the device. But if you're still noticing issues, it is worth getting a professional to look at it, because it may warrant further investigation.
So in the first instance, we'll want to safeguard ourselves first and foremost. And besides installing, the latest security update, are these patches even sufficient for the potential of what this problem might be?
Well, the good news is once the patches are available, and they will solve the specific vulnerabilities. But there are always things that we should be mindful of. So as an example, Be careful of what applications you download. Definitely be careful of what websites you visit. These are some of the basics. I think we're all familiar with being careful about what links we click on, even if they're being sent to us by people that we know and trust. There's the advice, which is good advice, of using strong passwords, using different passwords for every service, and using multi-factor authentication. That's very important today, as well as using security software. We can do all the things that we can check ourselves, but it's good to have something else standing by to keep us safe. So these are some of the best practices, and they really go a long way to keeping you safe as you carry on your daily life.
It's important for users to remain on alert for this one. Mr. Jarvis, thank you very much for that. That was Tony Jarvis, their Director of Enterprise Security Asia Pacific and Japan at Darktrace.